Alright, this is Losi. As you see, I got the Losi 5B right here. And pretty much this is after I did the last video, after the running footage. I installed the 2354 gearing, 23 tooth pinion, 54 tooth spur gear, center diff gear. And also I installed the all metal FS clutch with the UFC 9300 spring on there. That clutch makes a big difference. Every time for bashing and racing and stuff like that, I wouldn't say track racing. You would want to smooth and take off on track racing, because this thing, every time when you hit it, it's hauling off. So for bashing, and depends on what type of bashing you're doing. If you're doing high speed takeoffs and this and that, you want to see all the performance out of it. That 9300 spring, it works real good. It won't affect your engine because it's strictly clutch engagement. So at 9300 RPMs, it's pretty much going to engage with a lot more oomph to it. And it's clutch engagement, so it's not anything to do with your engine. I verified that with Dan from OBR before I installed it, because I didn't know how that worked, how it affected things and all of that. He just said it's strictly clutch engagement, and it works best with the metal clutches because they engage harder than padded clutches with the 9500 or 9300 type spring. Basically, I feel that setup, the stock setup was my first setup. I went stock was I had a padded 8,000 RPM clutch spring and clutch. It was running a 20 tooth pinion and a 58 tooth spur on it. And basically that was in the first set of videos. I'm gonna run a side by side and let you see what I'm talking about. And it got to the point on my second video, the latest video I did, I couldn't keep it straight on the street. I ended up coming to the backyard because I wasn't fully done tuning yet, but I was pretty much there. I went to the backyard just so I wouldn't hit anything, because like I said in the video, it became very unpredictable. Like I said, it became very unpredictable while I was driving. And for a four-wheel drive, that's hard to do. It's not like a two-wheel, but this car, you can make it fishtail, you can make it do what you want it to do, even with the BRPs on it. I did that on the grass. And they have full grip. These are super spikes. So you can make it dance, you can make it do what you want to do. I guess that's the difference when you have the power to do it and you don't. Just doing a little overview of things before I get into this video. The iKelly, the way I had it mounted, these are great. I like these are great kill switches, but the case needs to be a little bit. It's a cheesy aluminum case. It's probably stamped aluminum, real soft aluminum, real soft. So the mounts they come with, when I was doing that run, I don't know if you can see that or not, pretty much the mount just broke off. So that was no issue. So basically I installed a mount, as you can see right here. I don't know if you can see it. And installed a mount onto the front, whatever the hell they call it, the front support mount. Installed it, put this right here, got my 3M Velcro up under it, and just a little screw right here on the back. Matter of fact, let me see if everybody can see this, because I'm not. Yeah, okay, you can see it. And basically I got a little screw with a lock nut behind it, and it's good to go. Better than ever. It sits up higher and way more secure. And basically we about to get to the footage of I'm gonna run a side by side or a screen and screen. We're gonna find out when I make it. Video of the first video with stock gearing and clutch, and the next video is gonna have the 2354 gearing and the FS clutch with the UFC 9300 spring on it. Let's get to the footage. That was the running footage. And what I gotta say about that running footage is the stock gearing in my eyes, and also the feel of the remote. I don't know if you can see that, see what I can see, but I can tell the difference even on camera. I had with the stock gearing, I had a lot less takeoff than the aftermarket gearing, put it that way. And especially the clutch engagement. I noticed that off the back. I did probably about a little 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes of break-in before the footage on the FS clutch. Just to break it in, get it to grabbing. I guess mating it with the grabber, with the clutch bell. So I noticed a lot of difference, and I noticed also with that modified gearing, or whatever I should call it, I had a lot more gearing, basically taller gears. I wasn't running out of gearing. Even when I came down the street with it, I still could have kept going. It's just when it passes me, I couldn't, before I turned my head, I didn't want to make sure I was up to somebody's house with it. Because I am on the street, and it is a hill, and all kind of turns and all kind of jumps, so we ain't gonna get into that. Like I said, I don't like to be on the streets with these cars anyway, because I'm not about to pay for anybody's shit. That ain't happening. I'm not about to hit anybody's car. I'm not about to hit anybody's kids, animals, none of that. Just common safety. Other than that, like I said, I wasn't running out of gearing, which I knew as soon as I got this thing. I started trying to tune the damn car. I had so much whining coming from the gears, from the engine, because it was out of gearing and everything. It was just pissing me off because I couldn't tune it like I wanted to, because how can you get a true high pass when when you're there already, and the damn thing ain't even got into it yet. But a lot of that changed with it, and I knew it was. That's why I said at the end of that couple videos ago, I said this is the last time I'm running the stock gearing because it's a waste of time running. 2058 for this buggy, it's perfect for a track. Because even if you do got a long a long straightaway, which most of them don't, a truly long straightaway, it'll still get it down there, and it'll still get it down quick, and you still have your lower end torque. Like I said, with the that UFC spring, that 9300 UFC spring, I would not run that personally on the track, because you want to, the key to running on the track is pretty much grip. You want to be able to grip, take off, move as fast as you can without losing control. 8,000 RPMs is fine for that. 8,000 clutch spring. I would probably get the UFC clutch spring because of how beefy it is. You would never have to buy it again. If you haven't seen it in person, that spring is, it's a chunky little spring, put it that way. Other than that, I got some cleaning to do, of course. Big time. I usually clean my cars at the end. Sometimes I clean them outside, sometimes I clean them in here. It depends on how I'm feeling. It was just so hot that day. I just got, after I'm outside for so long, I'm outside for an hour and a half, I'm already tired from the sun. So a lot of times I don't clean it to either that night, or if I'm gonna run the next day, sometimes I clean it the next run, because sometimes I run 1 or 2 days. But that's just pretty much an update on this. I'm almost done with it. Like I said, I'm gonna probably get some slicks, some BRP slicks, one of these days, and take it to a lot, let it get, see how ridiculous I can get with it, and actually do some timing. I would love to probably have to get a GPS and see what it's actually running, especially speed-wise, and how long is it taking me to get to it. But I'm gonna stop rambling. Once again, it's this the comparison and gearing of the stock gearing, the 2058 with the 8,000 RPM spring on the padded clutch, compared to the 2354 gearing with the FS clutch with a 9300 UFC spring. And just like I thought, I'm liking my 2354 gearing with the UFC spring better, especially for the way I like to run the cars, and better application. One thing I am going to end up doing is I have 1,000,000 weight in my center diff. I have 200 up front. I have 500 in the rear. I'm leader 200 up front, leader 500 in the rear, but this is going to a locker. There's no reason for me for the way I like the way I'm going to run this. Ain't no reason for me to have this as a actual center diff with fluid in it. I'd rather run the locker. That way it's just all on the front and the rear, and let it do what it do. If I start breaking things, I'll put my center diff back in. But if it doesn't break anything, I'm just gonna run a locker in the center, 500 rear, 200 up front. All right, this is Lead RC.